I forgot to film an intro to this video, so I will speak over myself just applying a moisturizer. If you're taking notes of the products I use, you don't need to use this moisturizer, just whichever works for your particular skin type. But this is going to be a very basic, no brush, very few products, no makeup, designed mainly for beginners. A friend of mine asked me to help teach her about makeup, and when I suggested that she buy her own mascara just for sanitary purposes, she kind of blinked and said, "What's mascara?" Which inspired me to do this video for straight up newbies to makeup. I'm starting off using some concealer. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow in the shade Classic Ivory. It's their lightest shade. If you don't have dark circles, you can totally skip this step. You see me sort of blinking my eyes there, and that's because for some reason this concealer started to make my eyes sting a little bit when I first apply it. It lasts about a second and then it goes away, and I'm not sure why it's doing that because it didn't when I first bought it. So, sorry guys, don't mean to flip you the bird. I'm just demonstrating that I'm just going to be patting it in with my fingers. Frankly, I think a brush does make it quicker, but the purpose of this video is to show that you can achieve basic makeup looks without having to invest in brushes. With respect to choosing a proper concealer shade for your skin tone, a lot of drugstores aren't going to have testers available. So honestly, don't be intimidated by the people at Shoppers Drug Mart, or if you're at Sephora, the people that work there, they are very friendly. They are willing to help you. That's their job. That's their passion. They love makeup. They love introducing people to it. They love teaching you about it. People at Shoppers Drug Mart and Sephora, they're not on commission, so they're not just trying to sell you a product. I find them to be very unintimidating, and I am a very socially anxious person. Like, MAC is my idea of like the second level of hell, simply because they're all so pretty and perfectly made up, and they make me feel very unattractive, and I get very, very intimidated there. So here I'm just showing some brush options if you did want to purchase something sort of small, round, densely packed will help to blend out concealer quite easily. So now I'm just going in with some powder, just patting it on, just to help prevent the concealer from creasing or from sliding around on my face. Because it is a creamy product, setting it with a light dusting of powder can help to really set it so that it isn't moving around and it can last throughout the day. There are all sorts of different types of powders out there. I prefer more of a translucent type powder. The Maybelline Fit Me powder that I'm using here does come in different shades. I'm just using the lightest one that they have. If you do have dark circles under your eyes, something with a bit of a yellow base to it can help to counteract and help brighten up that area as well. But really it's just a matter of experimenting and finding what works best for you. Now I'm just going in with a pencil liner. This is from Makeup Geek in the shade Espresso, but there are no end of pencil liner options available. And I'm just smudging it using really short little strokes, you can see there, just on basically the outer half of my lash line, and then I'm just using my finger to smudge it out, just to soften up the line so that it doesn't look so harsh against the lash line. When I'm going for these no makeup looks, I like using a brown just because it's softer, but this same technique you could use with any color of eyeliner if you wanted to spice things up a little bit. So I'm just going to go in with some mascara now. There are probably about 1.5 million different types of mascara on the market, and they're all designed to address different needs, whether it be volumizing or lengthening or curling. So you kind of have to look at your own lashes and determine what it is that you might want from your mascara before you decide to purchase something. I like this Lash Sensational mascara. I find it doesn't clump my lashes up, it adds good separation and length to them. I also really like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, although it's a bit more expensive than this one. Basically mascaras that claim to have fibers and give you length by adding fibers. I am not a fan of those personally. I just haven't had any good experiences with them, and typically an hour or two after I've applied them, there's like they look like spider legs all over my cheeks, and that is never the look that I'm going for. In this tutorial, I'm applying the mascara to my bottom lashes as well, simply out of force of habit. It's not a necessary step. It's just something I do every day, so that's why I've done it. And I like to wiggle the bristles and just comb it right through the lashes just to cover everything. This is another step that's not necessary, but I'm just going in with a clear brow gel, and you could actually use this as mascara as well if the idea of mascara intimidates you. And I'm just running it through my brows. I have fairly thick full brows as it is, so I don't tend to go in with pencils and pomades and all that. I either use a tinted brow gel or just a clear one. So this product from NYX says that you can apply it on your lips or on your cheeks. I personally don't like it on the lips. It has a rather strong scent that I don't like, and I find that it just has no lasting power whatsoever. On the cheeks, however, it does work quite well as a cream blush, and I just go in with my finger and pat it out that way. For my own preferences, I'm not really a big fan of cream blushes. I used it in the tutorial to show that you can apply blush rather easily without having to use any brushes, but I just find my skin starts turning red the more I touch it, so when I'm applying a cream blush, the more I'm blending it out, the more red my face is getting, the more it looks like I need to blend it out, and then it's just this vicious cycle, and I just end up basically fricking around with my face for so long that I don't know where my skin starts and the blush stops, if that makes any sense. So they're not my favorite, but they are quite easy to use in terms of just the application. For me, it's just a matter of knowing when to stop. If you did want to go into powder blushes, here are a couple brush options. So this is the contour brush from Real Techniques. It could be used for a blush or for the setting powder when you've applied your concealer, or a stipple brush. This is really user-friendly because it doesn't pick up very much product at all, and both of those you can get at like a Walmart. And finally for lips, I'm using a product from e.l.f. It's called the AQUA Beauty Lip Stain in the shade Rouge Radiance. It looks really intimidating and like it's going to be a bright-ass red, but you'll see when I'm applying it, it is quite sheer. It just adds a little bit of depth to your lips without being overpowering. And I find once it's on, you can't even really feel it on your mouth at all because it is more of a stain. So you're not really applying product that you're going to be aware of. So if you're new to makeup, it's not going to be uncomfortable on the lips, and you're not going to feel self-conscious wondering whether it's on your teeth or if it's sort of escaping out of your lip line or anything. It's quite easy to wear. Using a setting spray is not necessary. I don't have foundation on or a lot of powder products, so it's just a force of habit for me at this point, but it's not a necessary step at all. So a final thought while you're watching me struggle with focus issues here is just that makeup is meant to be fun, and you can play around with it, test different colors out on yourself, test different techniques, and if you don't like it, you wash it off. It's not permanent, so just have fun with it. And I just wanted to thank you for watching, especially if you've made it all the way through to the end, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, just be kind to others. Bye guys.